Welcome back to the Summongreaterpod.
Podcast of Homebrew and Homies.
I'm Sam.
I'm Skyler.
And we're off to the fucking races.
We are zooming.
Do you know what else is zooming?
No.
Not my brain now. It actually stopped.
It's like, just watch that happen in real time. The fucking
Just-
Death Star.
It came to a screeching halt. I'm a sprint runner. What can I say?
We dwarves are natural sprinters. Very dangerous over short distance. I'm so sorry for that, internet.
Today, I've got a little game for Skyler.
Oh, no.
We're talking about Pokemon.
Pokemon.
I think you're going to like this. So you and I were talking in the car earlier about how Pokemon doesn't translate terribly well to Dungeons and Dragons.
It's a crime.
And it's really true. There's not a lot you can do besides make monsters out of these little guys, which is awesome. And is a really
freaking cool.
really good inspiration. But sometimes I want to use the moves. I want to like use Blaze Kick and all that.
Right?
But you can't do that. You got to make like modifications to your attacks and like
I want to Zen headbutt
you
the
can't
fuck
do it
out of
one for
somebody.
one. None of that's what we're talking about. What we're talking about
Oh.
is classes. Because some Pokemon, not all of them, in fact, not many at all.
In fact,
Some of them-
extraordinarily few.
Some of them, in my opinion, really embody a class and often specific subclass.
Oh, is this going to be like a fucking Rorschach test?
Kinda, yeah. So
Oh,
what
yeah.
I'm gonna
All
do here is I'm gonna give you a Pokemon, and you are, jeez,
Do this.
when you crack your neck, you have the most violent neck crack
Yeah.
that I've ever seen
Yeah.
from anybody.
Yep.
Like, you are going to hurt yourself.
Oh, do you remember how I used to crack my back?
No.
Oh, it was terrifying. I used to stand up and I would like arms up and I would go opposite knee to opposite elbow.
That's crazy.
I can't do it anymore because I got fat. But
You could try.
I could try, but I'm not gonna do it right now.
You might. I think because you haven't done it in so long, you might actually do damage.
I might rupture a disc.
So I'm going to give you a Pokemon, and you are going to tell me the specific subclass that you think it corresponds to.
All right, I need to pull up the subclasses.
All of them have reasons. Some of them are a little more, a little easier to discern than others. For example, some of these are very easily understandable just by like their typing and their archetype, right? So I don't have this written down, but like Lucario is like way of the open hand,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Some of them have like a little bit of a lore reason that you might get from like their Pokédex entry or like the anime, right? Some way that they've been characterized in media. So I want to start with a fairly new addition to the roster.
We talking Gen 9?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I hesitate on that because it's a form. It's Blood Moon Ursaluna.
Oh. Blood Moon Ursaluna is Circle of the Moon Druid.
That is a good option for it, and I thought about that, but it is not the one I picked.
Okay, did you go with Lunar Sorcery?
I did go with Lunar Sorcery.
That was my backup.
Yeah.
That was my backup. All right. Whew. All right, I'm getting into it. I'm getting into it.
And I think that because of, let me pull up Ursaluna's page here.
Signature move.
I think that because of Ursaluna's signature move and Mind's Eye, Blood Moon screams sorcerer to me. This one, I'm gonna jump you to a more difficult one.
Okay. All right, there we go.
Slow King.
Slow King. Okay, I don't know what direction you went with this, but what subclass would you be? Okay. Genie Patron Warlock.
Okay, that I'm very glad you got the class
Yeah.
because
the
you're
fucking
you're
shelter.
getting my yes
The
because of
fucking
because of the
shelter.
shelter. But I actually went with Fiend for the subclass.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
That is how I chose to characterize the shelter.
Oh, that's fair. I was thinking either Archfey or Genie just because of the like presentation of Slowking itself.
That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very glad you got Warlock.
It took me a minute. I was like, what in the hell? I know it's a spellcaster. But
Yeah. There's also a bit of a difficult one. What do you think for Polytoad?
Polytoad.
Uh-huh.
This is a weird one. I am going to throw out a multi-class.
Okay.
I think Polytoad is a Ranger Cleric multi-class.
Why?
Vibes. Purely vibes. Purely vibes. Because he's not an incredible special like physical attacker. I think Polytoad is more of a special attacker / support in Pokemon games.
Yeah.
So I went Ranger because ranged attacks and favored terrain, which kind of lends itself to Drizzle, the ability that Polytoad gets. And Cleric because I feel like it just has the most generic utility.
That's a pretty good characterization of it, I'd say. What I went with was College of Glamour Bard. Because it's got Drizzle, and the way that is described working in both the Pokedex and in the anime is it has a very low gentle and powerful song that it uses to summon the rain.
Okay.
And to lead other Poliwag and Poliwhirl into battle.
That is fucking sick. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Very cool little dynamic with that. Here's a slightly easier one. Komo-o.
Komodo. Oh, what is the subclass? Purple Dragon Night Fighter.
Oh, that's really cool. It's not what I picked.
Really? Okay.
Ascendant Dragon Monk.
That works too.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, that's sick too.
You can make an argument for both, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It depends on if you view the scales as natural armor or like scale mail armor.
Yeah, it does. It does.
And I think you could easily interpret it either way.
Skeledirge.
Skeledirge. Big Dirge. Draconic Soul Sorcerer.
I could see it. I went with College of Spirits Bard.
Okay.
Because it's a singer.
Little birdie. That, oh God, I keep forgetting about that. Yeah.
It's a singer and a ghost type in particular.
Yeah. That's really good. That's really good.
This one should be sort of a layup. It's Gengar.
Gengar. Is it a layup for Gengar?
I think so.
Okay.
It's his typing. It's the way he's characterized. It's how he moves.
I'd have to go with Way of the Long Death Monk.
Why is that?
Because monks have way more speed. Way of the Long Death is kind of a ghost type thing where like you touch them and then you can like siphon their life force away.
Yeah. I think there's a pretty good argument to be made there.
Yeah, I didn't go down the direction of like spell casting, despite the fact that Gengar is very much in Pokemon as a special attacker, Shadow Ball and all that. I think it would either be Way of the Long Death or Way of Shadow for my choices.
Yeah. I went with Shadow Sorcerer.
Shadow Sorcerer. Okay. Yeah.
Let's move on to Obstagoon.
Obstagoon.
This may be a bit of a misdirect.
Might be. Oh, I'm trying to decide. Okay. I'm going with everything I know about Obstagoon here. I think Obstagoon is an Oath of Devotion paladin.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good option for it. Here's what I went with. I picked Path of the Totem Warrior Barbarian,
Okay.
specifically bear.
Yeah, bear totem's a good one.
Yep. It's very defensive and obstructive, if you will, in nature.
That's what I was going for because I was like, okay, paladin because he's got armor for one, and he's very like just the like dark aura kind of a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And oath of devotion kind of being like I will protect.
Yeah. That makes sense. Obstruct, I think, is a good argument for either of those options. But its abilities are what sold me on Barbarian specifically.
Yeah.
Being the option between Guts and Defiance.
Jesus. I didn't know it got those abilities.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
It's
Wow,
a really
now
it's
I'm
a
in-
really cool and like very well themed Pokemon.
Yeah, now I'm in VGC mindset, and I'm like, okay.
That's what I was thinking too when I
Defiant
was putting this
Obstagoon?
together. Like what could this thing do? Like why don't people use it?
well, because
sure there's-
it's not in Scarlet and Violet.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. Damn it. What a bummer.
Yeah, literally.
What a bummer. dude.
Fucking sucks, dude. Yeah. But anyway,
Okay, here's a few easy ones coming at you. Meloetta.
Meloetta, that is, I fucking just forgot the name of the subclass. I suppose it could be a couple, but I'd have to go with College of Glamour Bard.
That is a perfectly acceptable answer. I went with Eloquence and
Yeah, that was-
Glamour is like
Yeah, that
Right
was going
up
to be
there
the
with
other
it.
one because I was like, there's not really one that's specific to singing.
yeah.
So it was between Eloquence for the singing or Glamour for the dancing.
Yep. And I think you could, have it switch
Yeah,
to that end, right?
honestly.
It turns out when I was looking at Pokemon to use for this, there's a lot of bards.
Yeah.
Like there's a
There
whole
are-
lot
there are
of
tons of,
singing
like,
and dancing going on.
Yeah, exactly. Tons of song moves is what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
So many.
Blissey.
Blissey, Life Domain Cleric.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Sock.
Sock. Jesus Christ. Open Hand Monk.
Yep.
Yep. I immediately went to Fighter, and then I was like, no, wait.
Like, I know this one. Decidui.
Decidui is a. Please tell me I know the name of this subclass. Yes, Gloomstalker
There you
Ranger.
go.
Yep.
Yeah. Like 2 at T, honestly.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I
Honestly,
love
I should-
love this Pokemon a lot.
Honestly, if I were going to build a Ranger in D&D, I would probably have to model it after Decidui
Yeah.
to make it even any semblance of feeling cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Owlin exists too.
Yeah, God. Oh, that would be so cool.
That'd be kind of awesome.
That would be so fun.
Last couple here, Miss Magius.
That's a hard one because I feel like it would not be hard at all to give the same answer that we gave for Gengar. But I want to be different. I can't really go the route of Monk like I did with Gengar, though,
Right.
for Miss Mages. I think maybe Lunar Sorcery.
How does it evolve?
Duskstone, I think.
Okay.
Not a Moonstone.
Not a Moonstone.
Which would be really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah. I could see Lunar Sorcery just purely from the standpoint of I don't want to say Shadow Magic again. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of different paths you could maybe take with it.
Yes.
There's an argument maybe for Warlock.
So looking at its various Pokedex entries, there is a very common thread of Miss Magius being able to cause feelings of happiness or sadness in people, especially its trainers, or lure someone into falling in love with it. So,
I just had a horrifying thought. I'm so sorry. I'm going to interrupt you here. Are Miss Drevis and Miss Magus just dead Hatrams and Hatterines?
They look like them a little bit.
And they have the same emotion theme.
They do. They operate off of that very similarly. Sure.
That's so morbid. All right. I'm done. Continue.
I went with Enchantment Wizard.
That's good. Yep, I like that. That is really, really fun. I was trying to figure out how I could make Wizard maybe work for it. But yeah.
That's the only way.
I hadn't read the Pokedex entries, so that's really cool.
Yeah. The last one I have here should be a fairly easy one, but may take a bit of thought. It's Gallade.
Love Gallade so much. I think that Gallade is a Cynite.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah. The key is definitely in the typing there.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like, it's not Echo Knight. I could say Eldritch Knight, but no, Cynite.
Yeah. That is definitely it. Yeah, I was I was just like generating Pokemon for a while, like just scanning, being like, is that anything? Is there anything in there? And then like I spent a lot of time looking at, like Pokedex entries and anime episode history,
That's so cool.
like tracking shit down for all these. It was fun. It's a
awesome.
neat exercise.
I will say the one that wasn't on there that I was kind of hoping would have been, but it's way too easy, was Tyranitar.
What would you do for Tyranitar?
Berserker Barbarian.
Yeah.
It's just like such a toss up. But
Yeah.
I was like, T-Tar. Rah.
Here's one I did put on here but didn't bring up because in retrospect I feel it's just like kind of a gimme. I put down Infernape as 4 elements monk.
Yeah.
But like, and of course the reason being like,
It can learn Fire Punch. It can
learn
learn Thunder Punch.
fire
Ice Punch.
shit.
Yeah.
but 4 elements, in my opinion, really denotes some level of mastery over all 4 elements.
Which it do not have.
No. So I would go way of the open hand or find something more creative.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So that's my Pokemon.
That's pretty sick.
You did pretty good.
That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know what else we didn't do?
What?
Last episode was our New Year episode.
Yes.
We didn't really talk Christmas.
Yeah.
Now, rather than go into like, oh, what would you do for Christmas one shot or something like that, I thought it'd be kind of fun to gift each other like character ideas.
Yes.
So we're kind of doing something we've done before, just bringing character ideas to the table. But I just wanted to do it again because we have so many characters that we've worked on and put together, and I think it would be super fun to just, in the spirit of Christmas, Merry Christmas, everybody. We're just gonna do character exchange kind of a thing. So, oh hi. Well, Mr. Elderly Dog has awoken from his nappy nap.
Do you want out?
Do you want to leave? Come on out.
Goodbye.
Use your feet.
Goodbye.
Just slowly meander. I swear he's not awake yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so which was the one that I wanted? This one. Okay. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
Fuck.
Brock. Just fucking toddle. Do. Okay, well, you're gonna have to be fine with just being in here then.
I am kind of eager to get this out there.
Do it, yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
So I know we approach this a little differently, which is fine. I've put together a whole character idea here with like a build and a rough backstory. We need to talk first of all about the homebrew race that I use for this, courtesy of Lizard Folk DM. This is the Whalekin.
Ooh, I have a similar one that I use.
Really?
Kaikana, Shark Folk.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds cool as hell. I want to hear about that sometime.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there are several sub-races, as there are many species of whale.
Ooh.
But this is
Big
an idea for
chongus.
what one of these might look like.
That is really cool.
So you get constitution increase of 2. Whale can mature to the age of to adulthood by the age of 5, and they can live up to 100 years. They stand between 7.5 to 8.5 feet tall and average about 700 pounds, medium size. 25 feet walking, 30 swimming. Amphibious, you breathe air and water. Naturally resilient, gives you a hit point maximum increase by 1, and then increases by 1 every time you gain a level.
Okay, yeah, so they're just thick boys.
Yes. You have a water dependency, in which if you fail to immerse yourself in water for at least 1 hour during the day, you suffer 1 level of exhaustion at the end of the day. You can recover from this exhaustion only through magic or by immersing yourself in water for at least an hour.
Nice. Kind of like grung.
Yeah.
Oh.
You count as one size larger when determining your carrying capacity and the weight you can push, drag, or lift. You're very, very strong. You your languages are common in Aquan. And here are the sub-races that we're working with. Blue, wisdom increase by 1. You gain proficiency with the nature skill. Whenever you make an intelligence check related to the sea, you can add your wisdom modifier to the roll. Beluga, charisma up 1. You get proficiency with performance and gain advantage on all charisma checks while submerged in water.
Don't do it.
Because they're cute.
Dude, they're so cute. Don't sing it.
I wasn't thinking about it until you said it. Orca, strength up by 1. Toothy Maw, you were born with a full set of sharp teeth. They are a natural weapon which you can use to make unarmed strikes. If you hit, you deal piercing damage equal to 1d6 plus your strength mod instead of the bludgeoning normal for an unarmed strike.
Yeah. Orcas are terrifying.
You also, rending bite, when you hit it with an attack with your teeth, you can cause the attack to deal extra slashing damage equal to your level. Jeez. You can't use that trait again until you finish a short or long rest. Bowhead. It's the last one. Intelligence up by 1. Bowhead.
Okay.
I actually don't know what a bowhead whale looks like.
What are you?
That guy. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I love bowheads. Okay. I just didn't know that was what they were called.
You know the frostbite cantrip. That's interesting. Starting at 3rd level, you can also cast Armor of Agathis with this trait. Once you cast it this way, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. Intelligence is your spellcasting ability for these spells. They have a longer lifespan than most other whalekin. You average about 200 years. I am gifting to you one Adalia Visser. This is the Orca subrace.
Okay.
We're going with Barbarian, Path of the Ancestral Guardian. This is the leader of a pod hell-bent on avenging the damage that humans have done to their ancestral home. Adalia is a trailblazer in stealth naval warfare.
Fuck yeah.
She protects her home straight by attacking ships that dare enter nearby waters.
Yeah, dude. God, that's so fucking cool.
I've given her the feats Alert, Inspiring Leader, and Crusher. I've given her Serpent Scale armor and Dekella, Bident of Thassa. Hope I'm pronouncing that well. Thassa's signature weapon thrums with icy currents of the deep ocean. This weapon functions as a trident that gains a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it. When you hit an attack using the Bident, the target takes an extra 2d10 cold damage. Blessing of the Deep. If you're a worshiper of Thassa, you gain all the following benefits, for which you have the required piety at... I don't get the piety system. I've actually never used it in my life.
Yeah, it's unique to the Mythic Odysseys of Theros, the book that it came from.
Okay.
It was a Magic the Gathering crossover book.
Oh. Very cool.
I can actually send you a picture of Thassa if you would like.
Yes, please. At +10 piety, you can breathe, underwater, and you gain a swimming speed of 60 feet. So this is just doubling your swim speed.
Damn.
Plus 25, the Bident has one randomly determined minor beneficial property. And then at 50, it's one randomly determined major beneficial property.
So it's kind of like Dormant, Awakened, Exalted.
Okay.
Essentially.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
It's a pretty easy way to just separate from the piety system.
Got it.
I just sent you a picture of Thassa.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
That's a little crazy.
I wish it were bigger, but yeah.
The Bident holds power to command the waves and its creatures. As an action, you can change the condition of the sea within 1 mile of you, creating strong winds and heavy rain that cause violent waves. This is just to fuck with humans. I imagine, she lures approaching ships into a false sense of security, like, oh, maybe we're not getting hit this time. Maybe the pod's gone, and then just like storm.
Hell yeah.
This Bident does a whole bunch of things. You can cast the Dominate Monster spell from the Bident, but only on beasts and monstrosities that have an innate swim speed. You can cast the True Polymorph spell, but must cast it on a creature to turn it into a kind of creature that has an innate swim speed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
This is a really neat item.
Goldfish.
Yeah. Actually.
Become
Jesus.
goldfish.
Yeah.
That's so fucking funny.
Yeah. You're a fish now.
No little fish.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. That is awesome. I love that. Yeah.
Sorry, Bronx.
I have a very similar homebrew. This is not one that I created, but I am probably going to do some editing and make my own version of this.
Yeah.
Because it's very, very cool. So this is the Kaikana, or Shark Folk. I won't read all of the lore that this guy put on here, despite the fact that it's very cool. This is made by a creator on D&D Beyond called Teddy Time.
Okay.
So there are, again, 4 sub-races of Kaikana. There's the Sharptooth Kaikana, taking after the Great White. These Kaikana are gifted with great strength and are often the military leaders of the tribe. So it's a very, again, tribal underwater. Razorfin, taking after the Tiger Shark, they are gifted with speed and dexterity, commonly used when a more subtle approach is needed. Flathead, taking after the Hammerhead, these Kaikana are gifted with intelligence. They are more attuned to magic and will serve as defenders of the island, but also advisors to the Sharptooth military leader. And then Widemouth, taking after the Whale Shark. These Kaikana are looked to for their wisdom. They are the most uncommon subrace, and traditionally it has always been a Widemouth that has led the Kaikana people.
Wow.
Yeah, so Kaikana, very similar lifespan to humans. In most cases, they will live to around 80 years. However, the Widemouth can live to about 130 years old. Sharptooth get +2 to strength, +1 to constitution. Razorfin get +2 to dexterity, +1 to constitution. Flathead get +2 to intelligence, +1 to constitution. Widemouth get +2 to wisdom and +1 to charisma. Kaikana live to protect the oceans. They heavily lean towards lawful. It is unheard of for a Kaikana to be evil. Base walking speed of 30, swimming speed of 40. They are between 7 and 8 feet tall, very broad, and weigh between 300 and 400 pounds. So they are thick-ass boys. Natural athlete, proficiency in the athletics skill. Bloodlust. But Kaikana are in a constant battle with their shark instincts. If there are 10 or more bleeding bodies near you, you must make a DC 10 con save. If you fail, you enter Bloodlust, completely losing control to your instincts and start attacking anyone near you. You immediately attack the closest creature to you, regardless if it's friend or enemy. If you fail your save, you may make a DC 12 con check on your turn to try to regain control. Amphibious, while in your hybrid form, you are able to breathe underwater. Blood sense, Due to their heightened sense of smell and shark-like instincts, you can detect any traces of blood within 100 feet. If the blood is on a creature, it may trigger blood frenzy. They don't.
Oh, wow.
They don't really. They don't give like super specific details on like how the interactions work, which is why I would love to do some tweaking and kind of piece that together.
Yeah.
But yeah, blood frenzy is basically the same thing as bloodlust, just when you're in your underwater form. And then shapeshift. Kaikana were once completely human. Even though they prefer to stay in hybrid form, they still retain the ability to shift back into a humanoid form at any time. And then Ocean's Blessing. As a Kaikana risks their life to protect the ocean offers protection in exchange. Any healing done to you while in the ocean has advantage on the healing roll, which is just a really fucking cool concept. Like, your healing rolls have advantage. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah, just like conditional healing of any kind is that's so neat. I like that.
But yeah, so love the class, love the subclass. Great job, Teddy Time. I would love to kind of take that and run with it and make my own version. A little bit of a tweak there.
Yeah.
But let me pull up my dude. The character that I have as my Christmas gift to all of you. His name is Tobias. Tobias is a wood elf. Multiclassed between warlock and wizard. So, the story here with Tobias is that he was the son of a prominent wizarding family. He was also extremely late to develop magical capabilities compared to his siblings. This disappointment from him and from his parents led him to making a pact with a magical blade that the family had been storing as part of like the history of their family.
Okay.
He made a pact with the magical blade so that his parents would be as proud of him as they were of his other siblings. With the pact made, he acquired magic, but then also began to discover his own magical abilities. For a time, his pact with the weapon was extremely strained as he felt that he no longer needed it, but could not get out of the deal. Eventually, however, he and the blade began to get along, and he learned to use both of the magics in tandem to great effect. So, he is a hexblade warlock and a blade singer wizard.
Okay. Wow.
The feats that I gave him are Revenant Blade, which is a very fun one. You are descended from a master of the double-bladed scimitar, and some of that mastery has passed on to you. You gain the following benefits. Increase your dexterity or strength score by 1 to a max of 20. While you are holding a double-bladed scimitar with 2 hands, you gain a +1 bonus to armor class.
Oh, dude.
A double-bladed scimitar has the finesse property when you wield it.
Is that what this weapon is? Shit.
So that's the hex weapon.
Wow. Okay.
It's a double-bladed scimitar. So yeah, Revenant Blade is the first feat. And then I also gave him Warcaster. Advantage on con saves to maintain concentration. You can perform the somatic components of spells even when you have weapons or a shield in one or both hands. You can use your reaction to make an opportunity attack as a spell rather than just a weapon attack. Then I also gave him Fey Touched with a Wisdom boost, granting him the ability to cast Misty Step once per day at first level, and an additional spell, which I gave him Identify once per day at first level. So, the concept here being that developing both warlock capabilities and wizard capabilities kind of at the same time, he had to learn how to use them both together. So he has his Blade Song, which is the feature of the Blade Singer Wizard, which gives, let me find it. Where is Blade Song? Here we go. You can invoke an elven magic called the Blade Song, provided you aren't wearing medium or heavy armor or using a shield. It graces you with supernatural speed, agility, and focus. You use a bonus action to activate the Blade Song, which lasts for a minute. Yeah, and you can dismiss it at any time. Ends early if you're incapacitated, or if you put on medium, heavy armor, or a shield. While your blade song is active, you gain the following benefits: a bonus to your armor class equal to your intelligence modifier.
Okay.
Your walking speed increases by 10 feet. You have advantage on acrobatics checks. Bonus to any constitution saving throw you make to maintain concentration on a spell equal to your intelligence modifier as well. And you can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. Regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. So, yeah, very, very cool feature. And then on top of that, having the Hexblade stuff, where he can summon the double-bladed scimitar from nothing.
Yeah.
It's as a Hexblade, which is just so fucking cool. It's like probably my favorite single ability in all of D&D.
Yeah.
So cool. You also get Hexblade's Curse, where you can curse a creature that you can see, and then you deal additional damage equal to like your charisma modifier against that creature. Or no, I think it's proficiency bonus. And then you also score a critical hit on a roll of 19 or 20, and you regain 10 hit points if it dies.
Wow.
It's Hexblade's Curse, man. It's so good. Yeah. Hex Warrior, you gain proficiency with medium armor, shields, martial weapons. Obviously, you're not using medium armor or shields. You can touch a weapon that you are proficient with, and with that weapon, you can use your charisma modifier for the attack and damage. So, rather than using dexterity for the double-bladed scimitar, you can use charisma.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a primarily intelligence and charisma build. Eldritch invocations then are Thirsting Blade, which allows you to make 2 attacks per action with your packed weapon. And then I also gave him Agonizing Blast and Repelling Blast for Eldritch Blast stuff.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. In reading through wizard abilities, I actually don't need to give him Thirsting Blade because the Blade Song subclass gives you an extra attack, which I did not realize.
Wow.
Which is really fucking cool. And just at higher levels, you get different songs that become active as part of your Blade Song. Song of Defense. When you take damage while your Blade Song is active, you can use your reaction to expend a spell slot and reduce the damage dealt to you by an amount equal to 5 times that spell's level.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Song of Victory, you get to add your intelligence modifier to the damage of your melee weapon attacks while your Blade Song's active. So
This is awesome.
freaking cool, dude.
There's so much synergy in that build.
Yeah. It's mind-blowing. So
overwhelming.
freaking sick, dude. Yeah. And also, I also gave him, in the spells, I gave him Green Flame Blade
Oh yeah.
as a cantrip. Which is, for any of you who are not familiar with Green Flame Blade, you make a melee weapon attack as part of the spell's casting. On a hit, the target suffers the weapon attack's normal effect, and you can cause green fire to leap from the target to a different creature of your choice that you can see within 5 feet of it. And the second creature takes fire damage equal to your spellcasting ability modifier. Very, very fun one. I believe there's another cantrip that would also go really well with Warcaster, but I specifically took Green Flame Blade for Warcaster.
Yeah.
Because making your attack of opportunity a Green Flame Blade attack rather than just a weapon attack is you can just get just a little more damage off and you can hit a second creature.
That's
too.
awesome. Yeah.
So much fun. This is a fun one. I came up with this character only a couple days ago because I was re-listening to Exandria Unlimited Calamity.
Oh yeah.
Which is an absolutely incredible D&D series on Critical Role's channel.
It's a joy and also a nightmare.
Yes, exactly. Highly recommend you guys watch that one
Yeah.
if you get a chance to. It is Brennan Lee Mulligan coming into guest DM for Critical Role.
Yeah.
So
This is a great one to listen to if you don't want to commit.
yeah, it's only 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Only 4 sessions. Very, very fun one. But the reason why it gave me the idea for this character is because I was specifically listening this time, because I've listened to it so many times. I was listening this time to try to figure out what subclasses all of the characters were. And I was stumped for a little while by the character that Lou Wilson was playing,
Yeah.
Nidus. What I believe is the case, based on just a couple moments, I think that Lou Wilson's character Nidus in EXU Calamity is a Draconic Soul Sorcerer and College of Swords Bard. I'm sure that someone has already figured this out, and there's probably information about it on the wiki somewhere. But I wanted to try and figure it out for myself, so I didn't look at the wiki.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was based on a few things that he said, a few abilities that he used in combat. And I thought that was a really, really interesting multi-class sorcerer and bard.
Yeah.
Because they both use charisma. But I didn't want to create just a carbon copy of the character. So what I did was I swapped out bard for rogue, as my slip of the tongue just showed.
Yeah.
Because Lou was playing his character in a really cool way for a sorcerer, for a spellcaster. He was very in the fray, in combat,
Yeah.
doing a lot of damage and quicken spell, casting spells as bonus actions, and then still getting 2 attacks off with his sword.
It's crazy.
So fucking cool. Yeah, Draconic Soul Sorcerers give you gives you a bonus to your armor class when you're not wearing armor. And then College of Swords Bard lets you use and expend 1 use of your bardic inspiration to give yourself a bonus to your armor class based on a roll of that dice when you make an attack. So at one point he got his character up to 30 armor class, which was just insane.
Yeah.
Because he's not wearing any armor. And I was like, that's really cool. But I took that and I kind of combined it with one of the other characters who is an Inquisitive Rogue. So I have a Draconic Soul Sorcerer with an Inquisitive Rogue multiclass. Without any armor on, it has I have an AC of 20. Granted, I have 2 magic items that are giving me a +1 bonus to that each. I went with the Ring of Protection and Cloak of Protection. Just because I didn't really have a crazy reason for any specific magic item. I was more focused on the concept of the build itself. The other thing that this character has is a fairly new magic item in his weapon. The Delirium Forged Rapier. This magic item is from a book that got added to D&D Beyond not too long ago. It's a third-party book, Dungeons of Drakkenheim, which I would love to talk about.
I've
sometime.
heard of this one. I've not read it.
Yeah, I haven't really dived into it yet, but
Wait, is this the one you just bought?
uh-huh.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, I just got it, and I was looking through the reason why I wanted to use this magic item. So it's a rapier, and it does not require attunement, which is the craziest part about this sword. When I read you all of its abilities, you will understand why this blew me away.
Okay.
You gain a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this weapon. So already pretty strong. It's a +2 rapier, essentially. When you make an attack with this weapon, you can use your spell casting ability modifier instead of strength or dex for the attack and damage rolls.
Wow.
In addition, you can use this weapon as a spell casting focus.
Yeah.
And there's another one. When you roll a 20 on an attack roll made with this weapon against a humanoid, The humanoid must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or take an extra 3d6 necrotic damage and gain 1 level of contamination. That one I'll put in parentheses because contamination is a mechanic exclusive to the Dungeons of Drakkenheim book and setting. But the extra necrotic damage, spellcasting focus, using your spellcasting modifier as your attack modifier, insanity.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I basically went with a dexterity and charisma build for him. The rapier gets a plus 13 to hit and plus 7 to damage.
That is so much,
and
dude.
it does not require attunement.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Absolute
is so
insanity.
much going on for it to not require that.
Exactly. But yeah, so the whole point of this character is you can quicken spell and then you can also attack. And as an inquisitive rogue, you can also get sneak attack on people with the rapier.
Holy.
So yeah, just a very, very fun one. This is just going to be a very, very brief little dive into that character because we don't have the time to do like a full explanation of what the Inquisitive Rogue does, what the Draconic Soul Sorcerer does. Highly encourage you guys to read up on those subclasses because they're so exciting. They're super fun. But yeah, I mean, I'm just happy I got to talk about 2 of my characters in one sitting. That was awesome.
Yeah. Sometime soon, we are hoping to dive into this book quite a bit.
Yes.
And I want to talk about items.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's been a while since we've really done an episode on items in D&D already. Like we kind of talked about the Xenoblade and Destiny stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got some more Destiny stuff cooking up that I also can't wait for.
I never don't have Destiny stuff cooking up.
Nice.
It's yeah.
So that being said, tell us what you're cooking up, please, at summongreaterpod@gmail.com or at summongreater on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
I want to hear everything and I want to eat it.
Nom, 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 nom.
With my little mouth.
Nom, 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 nom. Give us more homebrew.
With my big fucking whalekin mouth. Yeah. Yeah. Suck it in like krill.
Oh, the fucking Finding Nemo scene. No, whales only eat krill.
That's unironically terrifying.
Hey, look, krill.
As a child.
Oh god, yeah, it was traumatizing. I was like, I'm gonna get eaten by whales when I get in the water. That's what's gonna happen to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank y'all for watching. We will catch you next week.
Bye.